My husband worked for AT&T for years, and he worked on a network where certain people on the network had flash override status. And the only people that had it were the President of the United States and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And flash override allowed you to override everybody else on the network and get your message out. So after 41 years, count them, 41 years of teaching, I've given myself flash override status. I started when we had Mimeo machines and when Thermofax was a big deal. Thermofax machines are now collected by tattoo artists, and if you want to know why, I'll tell you after the talk. We also went home with blue stuff on our underwear. We used opaque projectors which got so hot that the paper singed and turned brown. Of course, we now have active view cameras. But throughout my 41 years, the important thing has been passion. I worked for years to get duty-free lunch for teachers, but I'm passionate enough that once a week I give it up and have book club with our students. So we have to be passionate about what we're doing. If you're not passionate, you need to find something else to do. I know that sounds harsh. You need to share your passions with your students. I'm passionate about the Redskins most of the time. But you've got to share those passions. You've got to be willing to let yourself go and be who you are with the kids. Always be invested. You can tell that costume design is one of my guilty pleasures. Chris Bugay is laughing. But you must also be passionate about learning and improving your craft. And there I am with my principal who's sitting over there. We were presenting here last year. I was a civics teacher. I know in a democracy there's certain core things that we need to teach kids. In Virginia we call them the SOLs. But in that teaching we have to make things, as much as we can, make them fun and have kids have fun. Costumes are a big deal at our school. This is not the slightest bit unusual. We use this picture, it happens all the time. So even though we're teaching a subject that may not be fun, we have to try to make it fun. We have to make it engaging for students so that they remember the project. Whether it's your daily news show or learning to do green screens, these kids are engaged in what they're doing. We also have to make authentic activities, and whether it's fourth graders growing cabbages or first graders making paper, they need to feel like they've accomplished something that's important. We have to help kids find their own passions. Again, you can see what my passion is. I'm a costume designer at heart, but I missed a slide somewhere. Anyway, whether you're into passion, rap music, this is our fifth graders, whether you're into writing raps or writing the music, we have to help all of these kids find what's important to them. And more, we need to let kids find their passion. If they're painting a self-portrait, maybe art is their passion. Maybe novels are their passions, like Treasure Island, which was a costume that we designed for that. But every kid you work with has a passion, and we don't do nearly enough to let them find the things they're interested in. This is our whole school, and each one of these kids has something that they're interested in. These are the kids I started teaching in 1972. These are the kids we're teaching now who want to go outside, who want to interact with the life-size map. Don't be part of the depressing teachers who say, oh, kids bring cell phones to school. Oh, their attention spans are so short. Their attention spans aren't short. Their attention spans are different. Teachers were scared to death of these when they came. Now teachers were scared to death of these. We have to band together as a group. Transformation in education is not going to come from Washington. It's not going to come from Richmond. It's going to come from us. And I've spent 41 years trying to make things better in education. Join the Mobile Learning Special Interest Group. Be Sparkly. The first tips and tricks I read about doing Ignite Talks was don't wear anything sparkly and no gaudy jewelry. So I knew I was in trouble to start with. Thanks.
Thank you.